Hello, darlings. You've all heard of Marilyn Monroe. Some of you know Bridget Bardot. Well, now it's time for the Cognac Show. I said Cognac, ooh, ooh. I said Cognac, ooh, ooh, ooh. I'm your bubbly blonde, fabulously.
I'm Cognac Wellerlane, and we are here at the 2015 Greenwich Concours Elegance. And I am here with world-renowned car collector, racer, and builder, Mr. Jim Glickenhaus. What a pleasure and an honor to meet you, darling.
Oh, thank you so much. It's great to be here.
Now, you are a big supporter of the Concours d'Elegance, and of course you've collected cars for so many years, but you did something unusual today. Tell my audience what you did that other car collectors don't do. They usually trailer their car, but you did something unique today.
Yeah, we got up early and started up our Ferrari P34 that won the 24 Hours of Daytona in 1967, and it's registered in New York, and I drove it over here from my house. So it was a great morning for a nice drive, and I always drive my cars.
You know, many collectors do that because they're always so afraid of something happening to their car, but you're brave enough to do that.
Well, I think there's several things to it. I think if you worry about it, for sure you're going to have a bad day. I think Murphy waits until he sees someone worrying. But the thing that I don't understand is a lot of guys buy cars, and 40 years later, you know, they have 200 miles on them. I mean, it's almost like, you know, if you said, well, I'm not going to have sex with my girlfriend because I want her to be more desirable for my next boyfriend. I've never sort of understood that.
I agree with you. I think that you should, when you buy something, you should wear it. You should enjoy it. You should embrace it. And it's such a, I'm delighted to hear that you like to drive your cars. Now tell my audience, how many cars do you own? Have you collected throughout the years?
You know, I think if you're a real collector, you're not 100% sure. But I think I own over 20 cars. And my wife and I also have a racing scuderia. And we design, engineer, and build and race our own sports car in Europe. We just raced at the 24 Hours of Nuremberg Ring, where we did very well, finished first in class. And then we drove the car from our factory in Torino to the Concourse at Villa d'Este at Lake Como, which is a spectacular event. And
love to attend that.
Yeah, that's a beautiful thing. And then we actually have begun selling a few examples of our cars to customers throughout the world.
Do you have a favorite car that you built that you love to drive?
I love to drive them all. It's a little bit, should someone ask you which of your kids or your grandkids are
I
your
often
favorite?
hear that.
Yeah, and they're different. I mean, I think that's the thing. It's much like saying, what's your favorite food? I mean, some days, you want to go to the best French restaurant in the world or the best Italian restaurant, and some days you want a bacon cheeseburger. And so I like the diversity of the cars, and that's what I like.
Right. It's like me. Some days I want to wear pink, and some days I want to wear blue, or some days I want to wear red. It's the same thing.
Exactly so. And, as you do it, you feel good about it, and that's what makes it work.
Okay. So now tell my audience, where did this love of cars and collecting and exotic and vintage, where did that all come from? I mean, how did that all happen for you?
For me, it was the stories and the history. I mean, I think the thing about driving an old car is it's a time machine. When my son got married in Newport, Rhode Island, I drove up there in our Duesenberg, and that was just an adventure, driving a Duesenberg from New York.
I can imagine.
Up to Rhode Island, and then he and his bride got in the back, and I drove him around, and it's just, you go back in time. And when you drive a very famous race car like my P34 that Lorenzo Bandini and Chris Amon won the 24 Hours of Daytona in, I will never be them, but for a moment you're riding with them.
Yes,
and
you're fulfilling that, and you're embracing that need that you have. Oh my God, I drove the P34.
Exactly, and I think that's why I love these different cars, and different people love different ones. I mean, my wife loves her 57 Chevy, which
That sounds like something I would love.
Yeah, exactly. She has a beautiful teal green blue with a white leather interior.
Dying over here, I'm dying. I want a pink one. I want a pink
a Cadillac.
Yes,
right,
what
yeah.
I want, a Cadillac convertible. And you think my husband will buy it for me someday?
You should, or you should find another husband. I mean, really. Car girls are hard to find, so if you find one that wants one, you got to keep them.
There you go. There you go. Tell him. I want you to tell my audience where we could go to find out more information about you as a collector, as a builder, as a racer. Do you have a website?
Yeah, I have several. First of all, if you Google Jim Glickenhaus, you'll find a lot of information. Our car is called SCG003. If you Google that, you'll get it. SCG stands for Scuderia, which is Racing Stable. Cameron is my wife's name, and I'm Glickenhaus. So if you Google SCG003, you'll find it. And we're, of course, on Facebook, Scuderia Cameron Glickenhaus.
You are the best. Give me a kiss. Mwah. And we'll be back in a moment, darlings, with more interviews right here at the 2015 Greenwich Concourse d'Elegance. Pink champagne kisses.
It's been a Crybaby Productions, darlings.